Hello, my darlings. Madam Raven here with a fabulous little sci-fi story by the talented, as always, Bo Bandy. This one's entitled, They've Always Been Among Us. In recent years, there's been a flurry of medical horror stories in the news about flesh-eating bacteria. Some were infected by necrotizing fasciitis during routine hospital visits. Others were exposed to brain-destroying species of amoeba while swimming in brackish water. I was just like everyone else. I felt horrible for them as they fought for their lives. Many were only children. Through the dual use of powerful antibiotics and aggressive surgical amputations, doctors are often able to save their patients' lives. The same can't be said of those who are infected by the Naegleria fowleria organism. Since its attack on the body happens internally, there isn't much which can be done to remove all the septic tissue. High doses of medicine alone doesn't yield the same survival rate as combining it with surgery. I read those stories and felt terrible for the victims, but it didn't stop me from walking into the hospitals when I needed to, or from kayaking in the nearby lakes. The risk of infection was minuscule, or so I believed. I was careful to shower after any exposure to lake water. I kept my flesh wounds sterile and employed a liberal dose of antiseptics. Ironically, my deadly exposure came from an unexpected baptism. Like any unchlorinated body of water, it's teeming with bacterial life, many species of which are not symbiotic to human life. When I lost my balance and tipped over the kayak, I swallowed a large mouthful. Most of my exposure was neutralized by stomach acids, but a substantial amount still entered my sinuses. There, it found an opening passageway to my brain. I didn't even know what hit me. Technically, the organism just wanted food, and my brain was it. The attack raged on a few days before I even suspected it was worthy of a hospital trip. I thought I just had an ordinary sinus infection or an extended headache. Once it was obvious that I needed immediate medical intervention to save my life, my body was already under critical assault. Valuable life-saving time was wasted in the ICU as a team of doctors attempted to determine what was wrong with me. They couldn't agree on a treatment until they knew exactly what they were treating. I languished in a hospital bed for 2 more days while they ran a battery of generalized tests. The Naegleria fowleri continued to feast on my brain, unchallenged, while the experts spun their wheels. Finally, a savvy doctor took the time to ask what I'd been doing prior to my mysterious illness manifesting itself. To his credit, he knew right away what it was. Once he'd learned that I'd been to a lake, all the investigation in the world is useless without the benefit of relevant research and data to direct it. They started me on a round-the-clock bombardment of the strongest medicines available to fight the infection. By then, most of my organs were failing, and I was being kept alive by life support machines. I was in a medically induced coma, but that's not to say I was unaware of what was going on. I knew my body was dying, but there was much more to my awareness than that. The organism attacking my brain was also consuming my thoughts and memories. It wasn't just mindlessly eating my brain for raw protein consumption. It was also absorbing me and sharing my individual life experiences with the other parts of itself. I was connected to the consciousness of my amoebic invader. I could try for years to describe the highly interconnected relationship these advanced creatures have with each other, but it's pointless. They are connected and share a hive-like consciousness of one compound being. All my knowledge, memories, and personal insights into the world was being shared among them as my body rapidly drifted away. The amoebic organism absorbing my memories didn't even originate on Earth. I learned that it sailed here from another world aboard the solar winds. Ever since the first terrestrial life form crawled out of the primordial ooze billions of years ago, it took its evolutionary cue from it. Technically, that means we aren't from Earth either. Humans are actually aliens living on this planet. We do ourselves a disservice to believe this creature is an inferior organism because it hasn't evolved beyond its simple origins. The truth is, its evolutionary process is in the other direction. It has moved towards more sophisticated simplicity. Against the odds, the medicine slowed down their absorption of my consciousness and life. Eventually, they gave up their assimilation of my being and let me go. Still, I was bonded with this complex creature long enough to understand what it really is and how it operates. Once my vital statistics recovered and I regained consciousness, I've sought to document the truth about the Naegleria fowleria microorganism before it's lost to me. We are not alone. Real aliens are among us and always have been. Unlike science fiction flying saucer, it has no need for interplanetary travel. This is its home, right here with us. It has been here for billions of years. This organism occupies all of our non-chlorinated bodies of water. I propose researching a way to coexist with it and form a mutual scientific cooperation. I believe this creature could solve many of our worldly problems if a productive agreement can be reached between our species. I will need a few hundred volunteers to act as human ambassadors and as interspecies conduct to facilitate the symbiotic partnership, who will give up their physical lives to share what we know in exchange for what it can teach us. The sacrifice of your physical being will mean a greater understanding between the two most advanced species on the planet. Your consciousness will live on as long as they do. I invite you to join me in the next stage of human evolution. So quoth this raven. My darlings, if you enjoyed this, go visit Bo's page and see what wonderful stories he has to share with you. And please like and subscribe and ring the little bell so that you'll know when I upload again. You can follow me on Twitter. If you have anything to say, I'll talk to you there, but I love when you comment on my videos, good or bad, especially if you give a thumbs down. Tell me why. Thank you, my darlings. Bye-bye.